Good evening. We begin with breaking news out of Queen's Park tonight. Ontario's Integrity Commissioner is launching an investigation into the Labour Minister over the controversial Skills Development Fund.
The investigation comes after complaints were issued from both the opposition NDP and Liberal parties. CTV's Queen's Park Bureau Chief Siobhan Morris joins us live with the latest. Siobhan.
Well, this is another chapter in this still unfolding scandal, and it means that the government will have to continue to face questions about the application of the Skills Development Fund for many months to come. At the center of this is David Piccini and his relationship with a firm, members of that firm who did receive Skills Development Fund cash. Remember that we have seen images of David Piccini at a hockey game before he was the Minister of Labour with an executive from a firm that ultimately got millions of dollars from that Skills Development Fund. We did hear from the Integrity Commissioner that they will be combining these two complaints from the NDP and the Liberals, considering them together. A lot of people are wondering how long an investigation like this might take. If you revisit the last big ethics watchdog complaint and investigation we had, it was into the Greenbelt scandal. That investigation was launched in mid-January and wrapped up, and that report was delivered in August. So it could be many, many months until we have answers to the questions about whether or not David Piccini ultimately broke the ethics rules that govern MPPs at Queen's Park in their roles as elected officials. We do have a statement from Minister Piccini's office tonight. They write, "We are continuing to assist the Integrity Commissioner with her work on this file." The office then goes on to defend the good work that they say that the Skills Development Fund has done. There have been many calls for David Piccini to either resign or be fired by the Premier. The Premier, as recently as last week, didn't signal any intention to remove David Piccini from his post. The Premier was in Ottawa today meeting with Mark Carney for what he says is a transformational cooperation agreement.
Ford, what do you make of?
It's a cooperation deal between the federal and provincial governments to stop doubling up on environmental assessments.
This agreement will speed up project approval timelines by introducing a new one project, one review approach.
The Premier excited about what it means for plans to build roads to link to the mineral-rich Ring of Fire. Ontario has signed agreements with 3 First Nations doing their own studies in recent months.
Today's agreement is the last step in our plan to get shovels in the ground this June.
The leaders agree building more faster is critical with ongoing economic and trade pressures with the U.S. Talks were derailed this fall when U.S. President Trump took exception to Ontario's anti-tariff ad featuring the voice of Ronald Reagan.
America's jobs and growth are at stake.
An ad the Premier defended in front of the Prime Minister for the first time.
Number one, that was the best ad that's ever been run, 12.4 billion views. We wanted to bring it to the attention of the American people.
Prime Minister Carney kind of made a face when you said it was the greatest ad ever.
It was.
Doug Ford remains unrepentant for the ad and the pause in talks.
He's attacking our steel industry, attacking our automotive sector, attacking our manufacturing, our pharmaceutical, our life sciences. I'm not going to sit back and roll over.
This comes as the next phase of trade negotiations starts to take shape, with a sense that sectoral tariffs are here to stay, in the medium term at least.
My judgment is that that is now going to roll into the broader CUSMA negotiations. So we're unlikely, given the time horizons coming together, to have a sectoral agreement.
Americans want more access to Canada's dairy market and to nix the Online Streaming Act, which forces big U.S. companies like Netflix to abide by Canadian broadcasting rules, and to put U.S. booze back on the shelves of Canadian liquor stores.
When the Prime Minister and President Trump come up with a great deal for both countries, we'd be more than happy to bring in some maybe Kentucky bourbon.
But in Ontario anyway, not a moment sooner.
The Premier said he would not do what other provinces have, which is sell off that stockpile of U.S. booze and give the proceeds to charity. He says he doesn't want to take away any sales from Ontario breweries and wineries, especially at Christmas. Reporting live from Queen's Park, I'm Siobhan Morris. Nathan, back to you.
Thank you, Siobhan. Also tonight, Markham MP Michael Maude defends his controversial decision to turn away from the Conservative Party and cross the floor as pressure builds for him to step down.
But first, a retail theft ring accused of targeting Shoppers Drug Marts now dismantled. The investigation started in Hamilton before spreading across the country.
The alleged criminal network is believed to be responsible for hundreds of thefts, with 21 suspects facing charges. CTV's Sean Leathong has the details.
It may have been just a few items at a time, but these stolen goods taken from drugstores across Ontario, Quebec, and BC added up to millions, part of what police call a sophisticated retail theft organization.
They were stealing razors, cosmetics, creams, nicotine gum.
Today, Hamilton Police announced the results of Project Psalms, with 21 people arrested, 175 charges across 3 provinces, all done stealing small items, mostly from Shoppers Drug Mart.
The primary group targeted multiple cities and regions, carrying out their offenses in a rapid blitz-style manner.
They would take a few items concealed in a bag or clothing and then move on. This map released by Hamilton Police shows the route taken by the alleged thieves working together to hit multiple stores in a day or over a weekend, both here in the GTA and in the Montreal area, as well as BC.
Once the property was stolen from the retail locations, it was trafficked to an individual from Mississauga, and from there it was trafficked to a large-scale liquidation warehouse called A&G Liquidations in Brampton.
Once at the liquidator, the items would then be offered for sale to the general public.
I will characterize the group as very transient in nature. And when we first discovered them operating here in Hamilton, within approximately a month and a half, they all moved to the York region.
Hamilton Police, partnering with Peel, York Region, and 4 other organizations, raided 16 locations this past Tuesday, where they were able to find product along with 6 vehicles, the alleged crimes dating back to late 2024. Hamilton Police adding that many of the people arrested here were already wanted or facing charges for similar crimes.
What we noticed was these individuals would commit a theft, they would be arrested, they would get released on bail, and then they would do the same thing. And it was a repetitive cycle over and over and over.
Staff Sergeant Shane Coveyduck says many of the accused are family members or close friends, with as many as 9 of them living under one roof.
So we decided to engage in a criminal organization type investigation so that we can lay more substantive charges in order to hold them more accountable.
Police added that most of the accused had only been in Canada for a year and a half. Sean Leathong, CTV News.
Meanwhile, York Regional Police are warning small businesses to be alert after a series of break-and-enters in Newmarket. Investigators say this man is wanted for 6 separate break-ins targeting cash registers on December 7th. He's described as between 5'10" and 6 feet tall, wearing a face mask with a white design and carrying a backpack. Investigators also say he appears to have impaired function on his left hand and walks with a distinct slow gait. Police are reminding business owners not to leave cash on site overnight. Anybody with information is asked to contact York Regional Police.
A man in his 30s is in hospital after an industrial accident at a West End construction site. Our CTV News chopper was over the scene at Eglinton and Jane earlier today. It happened just after 10 at a construction site for the Eglinton Crosstown West extension. Fire officials say 2 construction vehicles collided there. The man's injuries were initially believed to be serious, but he is now listed in non-life-threatening condition. The Ministry of Labour has been notified.
2 people suffered minor injuries from smoke inhalation in a fire in the city's northwest. Toronto Fire says crews were called to 2701 Eglinton Avenue West near Black Creek Drive just before 5:30 in the morning. Residents were awakened by alarms and were able to get outside. Firefighters, meanwhile, put out the flames on the 2nd floor, but not before the fire caused significant smoke damage and all but destroyed 1 unit.
Somebody had a electrical bike in their apartment, and I think the battery blew up. Anyway, the 2nd floor is a mess. The smoke is all through the building.
Toronto Fire Chief Jim Jessup later confirmed it was a lithium-ion e-bike battery that burst into flames. Warning, these fires burn hot and fast, and putting people and fires make that at risk.
Prosecutors have withdrawn a 2nd-degree murder charge against a man who spent 23 years in prison for the killing of a 10-year-old girl in 1999.
As CTV's John Woodward reports, Timothy Rees is now a free man, but says he can never regain the decades he spent in custody.
You know, they took the entire prime of my life, man, from, 25 to 49 years old.
Timothy Rees is now 62, reflecting on much of his life lost behind bars, tagged as the lowest of the low, a child killer.
Every single day waking up, having to, always keep eyes in the back of me and make sure nobody's going to try anything stupid today.
For decades, Reese insisted he was not responsible for the murder of 10-year-old Darla Thurot in 1990. Toronto police detectives charged him. He was sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 15 years.
I didn't kill Darla. I don't want to be going to my grave labeled that way when it's not true.
Initially, his appeals were denied, but then a new piece of evidence came to light, an audio tape of an interview police did with the building's landlord that was never disclosed to Reese's defense lawyers at the time.
He said some highly incriminating things to the police, including that he had kissed her goodnight that night and had run into her in the bathroom in the middle of the night.
That tape turned out to be crucial in the case. Ontario's Court of Appeal set aside the conviction, and on Thursday, prosecutors withdrew the murder charge.
After 37 years, Tim Reese has finally got this thing off his back. It's been a very long haul for him.
Reese grateful for the years of effort by lawyer James Lockyer and Innocence Canada. But some things time has taken can't be given back.
My father passed. My mother's now in a nursing home and with dementia and everything. I know, seeing my mom and telling her, Mom, I finally won, I proved it, and she's just clueless. Maybe she understands and can't express it, I don't know. But that's pretty hurtful.
Reese, a free man. As for that landlord, he'll never face justice. He died in 1999. John Woodward, CTV News.
Jury deliberations are underway for the man accused of second-degree murder in the fatal shooting of Carolina Hubner-Makarat in July 2023.
The mother of two was struck and killed by a stray bullet after a fight broke out outside the South Riverdale Community Health Centre. CTV's Mike Walker has the details from court.
Carolina Hubner-Makarat was struck and killed by a stray bullet from a gunfight on July 7, 2023 near Queen and Carlaw. It's agreed Damien Hudson, a drug dealer, fired the fatal shot, but he has pleaded not guilty to second-degree murder. His fate now in the hands of a jury that started deliberations Thursday afternoon. This video played during the trial shows three men, including Hudson, getting into an altercation outside the Riverdale Community Health Centre, which included a safe injection site, moments before shots were fired. The 44-year-old mother of two was fatally shot while walking along Queen Street to meet a friend. In his final instructions to the jury today, the judge briefly detailed the Crown and defense positions. The defense has argued Hudson fired the shot out of self-defense, stating he was initially unarmed when he was attacked by two other men. The defense stated Hudson was shot at first. A gun from one of the attackers fell to the ground. Hudson picked it up and returned fire out of fear for his life. But the Crown has rejected the self-defense argument. It argues Hudson's conduct was dangerous and reckless and that he only cared about his drugs and drug dealing. The jury has three options: guilty of second-degree murder, guilty of manslaughter, or not guilty. Among the many questions the jury must answer while deliberating the evidence, has the Crown proved beyond reasonable doubt it was not self-defense? Did Hudson unlawfully cause Hubner-Makarat's death? And did he have the state of mind to commit murder? And did Hudson intend to kill or harm the attacker when he fired a gunshot? If so, the judge noted, that intent is transferred to Hubner-Makarat under the law. The verdict the jury decides on must be unanimous. Mike Walker, CTV News.
A crash in Scarborough late last night sent 3 people to hospital. This was the scene at Victoria Park in Lawrence just after 11:30. Police say 2 vehicles collided and then one crashed into a hydro pole. 3 people in one of the vehicles were taken to hospital with minor injuries. A man in his 20s was charged with making an unsafe turn.
And another crash in Scarborough also sent 3 people to hospital last night. This one happened near Kennedy in Lawrence around 7:30. Paramedics say 1 person was taken to hospital with serious injuries and 2 with minor injuries. Police are still investigating what led to this crash.
And take a look at this. Police in Simcoe County charged the driver of a tractor trailer after spotting this large block of ice and snow on the vehicle's roof. Now, this happened yesterday afternoon on Highway 89 in New Tecumseth. The driver faces a charge of having an insecure load, as the OPP urged drivers to properly clear vehicles before getting behind the wheel.
Well, any snow out there has been melting today. As we take a live look at the forecast, what a warm day, unseasonably warm out there, a beautiful skyline, but rain is on the way and a special weather statement is in place. Our Lindsay Morrison joins us with what you need to know from the Eaton Centre tonight.
That's right. Lindsay's continuing her quest to build a toy mountain with just one day left in the campaign. Lindsay.
I can't believe it, Nathan and Michelle. It's been an incredible tour of the GTA, and we're finishing off our live on location shows tonight right here at the Eaton Centre, building a toy mountain. And look at this crowd. It's amazing. We've got so many viewers. We have Mayor Olivia Chow, we have the Salvation Army, and we, of course, have CF Eaton Centre. Sherry, thank you for hosting us tonight.
It's my pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm thrilled to be here on behalf of Cadillac Fairview. So, here at Cadillac Fairview, our key values are giving back to the community. We are delighted to have CTV's Toy Mountain here today. We would encourage everyone to bring an unwrapped toy, new toy, to our Toy Mountain that is actually located at Albert's Way by Swarovski to donate.
Awesome. Yeah, there is a drop box right over here. So many, it's overflowing with toys, which we love to see, especially at this point in the campaign. But we do need more. You've also are giving a monetary donation.
Yes, we are thrilled. Cadillac Fairview, on behalf of Cadillac Fairview today, we will be donating $10,000 to the Salvation Army.
Let's hear it for them. That is incredible. Thank you so much. I want to talk a little bit about the weather because it is a big weather night tonight too. It's been mild outside, but we've got rain moving in, and it's going to be quite windy into the day tomorrow. So here's a look at the weather alerts that are in place, including a widespread special weather statement for us here in the GTA. Warning of 10 to 20 millimeters of rain, followed by gusty winds and then rapidly falling temperatures. On our satellite and radar, we're watching for the rain moving in now. Here's what it looks like. A little bit of a lull in the precip, and then the heaviest rain is overnight tonight. Winds out of the south today, so that's allowed for our warm-up. And temperatures, as mentioned, have been quite mild today. We made it to about 7 degrees here in the city of Toronto. Oh, look at that. We're now at 8 degrees, 10 degrees still in the Niagara region. The night is going to remain mild. That's why we get the rain, but snow does come for tomorrow. I'm here with another donor tonight. Rick, you're joining us from Wrongful. Tell us what your group did today.
So we had a toy drive today. It's an annual thing that we do. We divide the team up, we give them a bunch of money, and they come and try to get as many great toys as they can for the children. It's a bit of a competition. The ones that won this year are the ones that tried to empower kids to learn, grow, and just have a good time. So happy holidays to everyone from Wrongful, and thank you guys all very much. Thank you very much. Thanks, Mayor Chow. Yeah. It's been a great day.
Let's hear it for them. What a great effort. It was a great group that was here. Lots more to come as we build a toy mountain. We'll send it back inside to you for now.
Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Mayor. Thank everyone. We'll see you a little bit later. To other news now, a few weeks after the province appointed an administrator to take over the Real Estate Council of Ontario, there's been another leadership change at the troubled regulator. This comes in the wake of the iPro Realty scandal. Back in May, RICO found the brokerage's founders allegedly misused about $8 million from a trust account meant for down payments and realtor commissions. The council didn't get involved or freeze assets until August, and an independent audit found that was a deviation from RICO's typical approach. Last month, the province appointed Jean Lapine as administrator, saying it was necessary to restore public confidence. He now says he will be assuming the responsibilities of CEO as Brenda Buchanan steps down from the top job at year's end. Some insurance claims by impacted realtors are now being confirmed, as RICO says it continues to try and recover funds linked to iPro.
The newest member of the Liberal Party is facing protests in his own riding and continued questions over why he crossed the floor.
Now, 1 week after his big move, Michael Ma is breaking his silence. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver has more.
When Michael Ma took the dance floor at the Conservative Christmas party and posed for photos with leader Pierre Poilievre, the MP says he still belonged in the party.
I was truly a Conservative member and an MP. I have not made a decision at that point.
He claims the decision to join the Liberals was made the next day.
To our newest member of the Liberal Party.
Hours before appearing at the Liberal Christmas party.
I met with the Prime Minister and reconfirmed my understanding of his vision for Canada, and I believe that's the right approach.
Ma calls Carney's approach pragmatic and centrist.
The Liberals do not believe in productive economy.
But the self-described progressive Conservative is offering few other specifics about why he switched.
instead of deepening division of the country, I believe that we are better served when we are with the governing party.
But while Ma says constituents he consulted were on board, protests have popped up in his riding, and so has a petition calling for his resignation.
He didn't really say anything in that interview that gives you any kind of sense of purpose. Just he likes Mark Carney, which maybe for him is good enough, but I think his constituents would probably ask for a little bit more.
In the 2025 election, Ma won Markham Unionville with 50.7% of the vote, compared to the Liberals' 47.1%. Now the Nanos Research seat projection has the race too close to call.
It'll be interesting to see whether that changes in the new year, but right now either one of those parties could win that riding.
Asked whether he believed any more Conservatives would cross the floor, Ma simply said he doesn't have a crystal ball. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
In Quebec, the leader of the provincial Liberal Party announced his resignation.
I took this decision solely out of a sense of duty for my party, which I sincerely love, for Quebec, and for my country.
Pablo Rodriguez says he'd become a distraction as the Liberals prepare for next year's election. He's stepping down amid allegations of wrongdoing by members of the party, including buying votes. Rodriguez insists he's done nothing wrong, and anyone who has will face consequences.
Police in North Carolina believe retired NASCAR driver Greg Biffle and his family were among 7 people who died in a plane crash today. It happened while the business jet was landing about 70 kilometers north of Charlotte. There were reports of some drizzle and clouds at the time. Aviation officials are investigating. The aircraft was registered to a company run by Biffle. He won more than 50 races across NASCAR's 3 circuits, as well as the Truck Series Championship in 2000 and the Xfinity Series title in 2002.
Relief efforts continue here at home to help those impacted by the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica.
Volunteers for local organization Global Medic spent the day packing emergency food kits to be sent to the island nation. CTV's John Musselman reports.
Volunteers spent the day packing these plastic buckets with non-perishable food items. It's an emergency run being put together by Global Medic to help residents in Jamaica dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. The Category 5 hurricane hit the island nation on October 28th. 45 people have been confirmed dead and more than 30,000 households have been displaced.
1, we want to protect the food. 2, we want to fly the food, make it easier to handle, get it onto a truck and hand it out. And 3, when the family gets the food, they're able to use the bucket to collect dirty water, whether it's rainwater or the pipe water, and then pour that water into the point-of-use water purification unit that we gave them so they have clean water.
Volunteers are packing 600 of these kits. They will be flown to Jamaica courtesy of Air Canada. Volunteers at the Global Medic warehouse in Etobicoke say it is important to help.
The old adage, for whom much is given, much is expected, and it's one way of giving back.
It feels like you want to do something bigger, something more important than just going home and going shopping for groceries and stuff. Like, it's just an activity that's important.
I always feel great at the end, during and at the end of the shift, for sure.
When the kits arrive in Jamaica in the next day or 2, they will be put on trucks and then distributed to help those in need. John Musselman, CTV News.
We are building a mountain of toys tonight live at the Eaton Centre, and we're so thrilled to be joined by Mayor of Toronto, Olivia Chow. Thanks for helping us build a toy mountain.
Oh, this is excellent. Lindsay, I want you to imagine the smile of a child when they get a toy. And wow, but not every parent have the money to buy a toy. And you and I know that 1 out of 10 Torontonians, we heard about this, use a food bank, and about 40% of them are kids. So they may not be the happiest, but this Christmas, you can bring joy to a child. Or children, you can bring a few toys because we're building a toy mountain. Yes. I just want to thank CTV. This is 30 years of building a toy mountain. Think of the thousands and thousands of toys that have been raised. Toronto is a giving and very kind city. And that's who we are,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
Right.
And Mayor Chow is helping us build that mountain with some donations, and Snoopy's so cute here, isn't he? Chris, blessing to have Mayor Chow here and so many other wonderful people who have helped us build this mountain.
Absolutely. Without all the donors, those who chipped in, but brought toys, donated toys for our 30th. Snoopy is now going to go to a good home. Thank you, Mayor Chow, and just to everyone who stepped up to help the Salvation Army give back this Christmas season to all the kids. Bring a smile. That's what we're about. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's, everybody.
Yes, and to you. Here's how you can make a difference and donate at home. We've got lots more to come as we build a toy mountain. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Tonight,
I was broken into pieces.
Canadians grappling with the very real loss of life savings from fake AI-generated videos.
You could invest in it for as little as $250.
What's making these scammers so convincing that victims are losing everything they own?
I don't have no retirement saving. Everything is gone.
W5 investigates tonight on CTV National News and ctvnews.ca.
Well, Eaton Centre is happening tonight with our Lindsay Morrison as she continues our quest to build a toy mountain.
Thanks in large part to Snoopy and so many generous donors as well. Hey, Lindsay.
Oh, Nathan, Michelle, it is very busy in this mall, which gives me courage to believe that lots of people are shopping, perhaps to help us build a toy mountain. I want to thank Scout, the elf on a shelf from Kidamo, who's been such a great supporter of our toy mountain campaign this year. Thank you, Scout. And Kevin, I want to talk to you and your group here. You guys are from?
Let's get moving.
Okay, and let's get talking about your donation tonight.
Absolutely. First and foremost, let me say thank you so much for having Let's Get Moving here today. Yeah, I know how important giving these toys out are, and our founder and CEO of Let's Get Moving, TM, actually used to get toys from these toy drives, and that's why we're committed every year to give back to the community, and that's why we're giving away $5,000 worth of toys.
Awesome.
This
What a
year.
great donation. Thank you to your team. This is so wonderful
Absolutely.
to have you.
Thank you so much. And we just want to make Christmas that much more special.
You're
And
doing exactly that by being here, by dropping these off. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Continue to join me on this tour. I want to introduce you to a couple more people, including Susanna. You're joining us from 7-Eleven.
Yes, my name is Susanna Pula from 7-Eleven Canada. We're here to donate 1,200 toys. That's $19,000 worth. So we're really happy to be here today. And yeah, we just like to bring smiles to people's faces. As we know, 7-Eleven, that's what we love to do. And yeah, these are just some of the toys. These are actually from Mastermind Toys. And we have them available at our 7-Eleven stores across Canada right now, which is super exciting. All ready for Christmas for everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today, and happy holidays to everyone.
Happy holidays to you. Thank you so much, Susanna. Want to introduce you to a couple of gentlemen over here. This group is called Wealth. They're a group of friends who do a whole lot of good. Marcus, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's our third year doing this. I'm happy to be able to do this with my friends and with the community. It was our biggest year yet. So hopefully we'll be back next year and spread even more joy. So,
You're allowed to brag a little bit. How many toys are you donating tonight? What kind of difference are you making?
yeah, we donated around 1,000 plus toys today. Yeah, so last year was 600. This year is 1,000. So hopefully it'll be even greater than that next year. Yeah.
Oh, so impressive. We have another someone we're going to introduce you to in just a moment. But first, let's talk a little bit about the weather. Nice night to be inside, even though it is mild out there. We've got some rain on the way. In fact, many areas have already felt a little bit of rain. There's a widespread special weather statement in place, warning of 10 to 20 millimeters of rain, but also some gusty winds, and then tomorrow, some rapidly falling temperatures. So any water on the ground, any melting snow, that's likely to freeze and make for some slippery surfaces. Into the night tonight, if you're venturing out and about, just be mindful of the fact that some rain is going to push in. The bulk of it is going to fall while most are sleeping through the overnight hours. And then into tomorrow morning, the temperature starts to dip just below the freezing mark. We flip back over to flurries, and it is going to be a windy day. So here's how much rain we're expecting. At this point, it looks like anywhere from 5 to maybe 20 millimeters of rain. Rivers and streams likely to be running high as a result of this rain, but also the snow melt out there. That's around the midnight hour. Here's 6 a.m. You can see the blues creeping back in with some light snow, maybe a trace to 2 centimeters of it around the GTA. Outside of the GTA traditional snow belt areas, even more than that. In fact, we could pick up maybe 7 fresh centimeters in Orillia, 8 centimeters in Owen Sound, and perhaps 9 centimeters of snow in and around Goderich. Temperature-wise, look at this. We're at 8 degrees this hour in the city of Toronto. It's still 10 degrees in Windsor. Look how cold it is, though, in parts of northwestern Ontario. Very chilly. Our seasonal norm is 1. We are well above that right now. Look at St. Catharines, 13 degrees today. The big winners when it comes to the warmth. Through the night tonight, temperature holding near 6 degrees. Normal for an overnight low is -6. Tomorrow morning, the temperature will be around -1 degree, but then in the afternoon, we're closer to about -3. So usually the temperature rises during the day. Tomorrow, it's going to be falling. And these are the core temperatures. That doesn't include the wind chill. So we need the winter jacket again tomorrow after a little bit of a break today. Your weekend forecast, 2 degrees on Saturday with flurries, -2 on Sunday. That's also when we welcome winter officially. And then the first full day of the season on Monday looks pretty good. Variable cloudiness and a high of around 1 degree. All right, I want to introduce you to recording artist Frank Walker, who was kind enough to take some time out of his busy schedule and join us at the Eaton Centre. This is great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
I think you picked a pretty appropriate toy here.
I know, seeing as a DJ, I figured I had to get a little DJ set for the kids. I got a bunch of other musical instrument toys back there, so it's so good to see everyone giving back and it's like spreading the love around the holiday season.
I love this, and it feels like a great opportunity to remind everyone that some of the toys we're looking for are for babies. So this one's for 6 months plus. Frank, thanks so much, and thank you to everybody here who is helping us build a toy mountain. We're having a great night here at the Eaton Centre. Look at all these smiling faces. Hold up your toys. This is awesome to see. Lots more to come, but for now, Nathan and Michelle, I'll send it back inside to you as CTV News at 6 continues. Woohoo!
Nice work. Thanks so much, Lindsay. Well, as we look ahead to the new year, a number of new laws and rules are set to take effect, including one here in Ontario around pay transparency. Starting January 1st, employers with more than 25 people on their payroll must include compensation ranges in all their publicly advertised job postings. They'll also be required to disclose the use of artificial intelligence in the hiring process. BC, PEI, and parts of the U.S. have similar laws in place. Critics have questioned how effective they've been, as they often feature very wide ranges for potential salaries. Ontario's rules say the range can't have a gap bigger than $50,000 unless the pay range exceeds $200,000.
Also tonight, a special visit back to the NICU. Triplets return, all grown up since their hospital stay years ago. A mother and her trio give thanks for the care during an overwhelming time.
A trio of siblings paid a special visit to a Scarborough hospital this holiday season to thank the healthcare workers who cared for them as babies.
Our health reporter Pauline Chan was there for this special reunion.
A special surprise for Nurse Shanti Saw.
From the moment that I came in, there was just this warmth about her that just really, drew me to her, and she was just so helpful and compassionate, and anytime I needed anything or had questions.
We don't get triplets that often, and when they came, right away, me and Mom bonded, and I was like, oh my God, there's 2 girls and the boy, and we're like, the boy's gonna be so spoiled, and I remember the older brother coming and being so involved, and just watching them grow was amazing.
Mom Nadine Farron recalls first being told she was carrying triplets.
Honestly, I had no words. I started laughing because I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Zion, Ziana, and Zyla were born July 7th, 2020 at another hospital before being transferred to Centenary.
Now, during COVID, only one parent was allowed in at a time, but because there were 3 babies, both parents were able to come in together.
They stayed 2 months at the neonatal intensive care unit before the babies were big enough to go home. This was their first time back at the actual NICU since they were born, and staff were delighted to give them stuffed toys and show them the incubator in the actual space where they stayed.
So here at SHN, we have about 6,500 births. For the NICU, we have about 750 babies who come to our NICU.
I think it's really a testament to the work that they do here in the NICU.
Surprisingly, triplets do come up a few times a year. They've even had quadruplets. And Nadine has some words of encouragement for new parents, especially those with multiple babies.
It's okay to be scared. It's okay to feel overwhelmed. Really and truly just take it moment by moment and celebrate the small wins.
Happy holidays!
Pauline Chan, CTV News.
They are the cutest. A new study out of Sweden suggests there could be some unexpected benefits to visiting the charcuterie board at your next holiday gathering. Researchers tracked the diets of nearly 28,000 people over an average of 25 years. Approximately 3,200 developed dementia, but the risk was found to be 13% lower among people who consumed more than 50 grams of high-fat cheese each day. The risk was 16% lower among people who consumed 20 or more grams of high-fat cream each day. The authors say the findings show an association rather than proof that those foods offer protection against dementia, and further research is needed. The study was published in the journal Neurology. The Distillery District's Winter Village attracts more than 1 million visitors over the 6 weeks in its operation during the holiday season.
And for those looking to experience a true winter wonderland while there, CTV's Andrea Case suggests a most unlikely place.
It is combined effort over the holiday season in the Distillery District, the home of Soul Pepper Theatre and the entrance to see Bad Hat's production of Narnia. It all doubles as a winter wonderland. Rohan Kulkarni is the director of social impact at Soul Pepper Theatre.
Very on theme with the holidays would be of interest and an attraction within the Distillery District during this very busy time of year. So we really wanted to find a way to make Soul Pepper feel like the destination.
It's also the home of Santa at the Distillery Winter Village, and a popular destination to take your holiday photos. You can strike a pose until January 4th for a nominal fee, which supports free children's programs at the Young Centre for the Performing Arts.
If people would like, they can donate a little tip, $5 or $10, to get their photo with Santa or just have a photo in the space, and that goes towards Soul Pepper's free youth programming.
Unlike other theaters, the lobby on Tank House Lane is an available space for anyone who wishes to use it. Free Wi-Fi, conduct a small meeting, or just hang out.
Really, people are looking for places to just hang out, to not have the pressure of either, purchasing something or having to plan a whole night around it. They can just come and feel free to feel at home here.
Come for the free Wi-Fi and maybe stay or come back to see a show.
Hello.
Andrea Case, CTV News.
We're having a great time here at the Eaton Centre, and we've got more wonderful friends to introduce you to. Remind me of your name?
Benjamin.
And Carly. And you're joining us from?
I'm with the Toronto Fashion Academy, and we have...
From the Fashion and Entertainment Council of Canada.
And you made a really wonderful donation, courtesy of a Christmas party.
Yeah, it was our annual Christmas bash, so we had everybody out, we did the full works, and we said this time just come and bring a present, and we're going to donate to the Toy Mountain.
I love it. And it was a couple hundred toys, Carly.
That's right. We were able to get 300 toys to donate.
Awesome. Let's hear it for them. That's wonderful. Janice over here has done something really wonderful for kids because you love art.
I do, and I believe that art brings joy to kids and adults alike. So, and it helped me through, to get the use back in my hands. So I started making art boxes to keep kids and adults, using our imagination and bringing life and color back into our lives. So, it's like every box is a little bit different. Some are filled with beads, but there's always a book and a creative toy for younger people. And I got a lot of donation from my Creative Care Box angels out there, so I thank you so much.
We thank you,
And
Janice.
we
That's
got
beautiful. Thank
almost
you.
100 made.
100. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. And we have a special Toy Mountain message from Anna. Check it out.
Hey everyone, it's Anna Cathcart. Toy Mountain is celebrating 30 years of giving, and you can help make this holiday season extra special. Donate a new unwrapped toy to help kids and families across the GTHA. Visit toymountain.ca or text toys to 30333 to help donate. Happy holidays!
U.S. inflation data has been released, and the numbers surprised economists. B&M Bloomberg's Marilla Fernandez has the business headlines.
Inflation in the U.S. cooled last month, the annual rate coming in at 2.7%. Economists had expected it to be 3.1%. October inflation data wasn't released during the government shutdown, making it hard to determine if inflation in the U.S. is trending down. Still, investors like the news, sending the markets higher today. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar ended the day up at 72.60. West Texas Intermediate up to 56.07. Western Canadian Select up as well to 42.66. And the TSX moved up 190 points to end the day at 31,440. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
The Business Report is brought to you by Canadian Western Bank, the bank built for business.
A new survey from rentals.ca is highlighting the ongoing challenges in the country's rental market. Among more than 500 surveyed, 62% said they spent at least 30% of their income on rent. That figure was 70% here in Toronto. Nationwide, 43% of renters ages 25 to 34 said they were spending more than half of their net income on rent. That figure was only slightly lower at 37% among those ages 35 to 54. Also today, the parent company of Air Transat released its latest quarterly results. They included a loss of $12.5 million compared to a profit of more than $41 million in the same period last year. Last week, the air carrier narrowly avoided a costly work stoppage by reaching a tentative agreement with its pilots. Transat says it's optimistic about growth in 2026 as it launches new overseas routes from Toronto and other cities.
The Toronto Maple Leafs are back in action tonight after escaping with a much-needed win earlier this week.
Now a bouncing puck for Joshua scores! Dakota Joshua, and the Leafs lead 3-2.
Toronto scored 2 goals late in the third period Tuesday to defeat Chicago. Tonight, they're in Washington to take on the Capitals, a team that has lost the last 3 games.
Ingram ties it up. Take that.
The Raptors are also in action after snapping a 4-game losing skid. They beat the Miami Heat 106-96 Monday and are third in the Eastern Conference. Toronto finishes up a 2-game road trip tonight in Milwaukee.
Just ahead, giving thanks through music. Healthcare workers at Toronto's General Hospital treated to the sweet sounds of Sean Desmond. You might be looking forward to some time off over the coming weeks, but many of our healthcare professionals will be working throughout the holiday season.
As a show of appreciation, Juno Award-winning recording artist Sean Desmond played an intimate show at Toronto General Hospital, and our cameras were there.
It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low. You sing.
Spend a lot of time in hospitals, a lot of time with nurses and doctors, and these people work so incredibly hard. And so doing something like this for me was an easy yes.
Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock.
It was so cute. You know, we're millennials and we saw him, so it was adorable. Well, a nice little break from work.
We saw him like 20 plus years ago, so it was nice to see him again now at work.
Yes.
Nurses, what you guys do, God bless you.
Absolutely phenomenal, especially during the holidays. It feels really good to have someone come and say such nice things to us.
What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away.
And let's keep the holiday festivities going. Lindsay Morrison, Eaton Centre tonight with our Toy Mountain campaign.
Yeah, Michelle and Nathan, this has been a fabulous way to finish off our road trip of the GTA, and there's more good to be had. I have Nancy joining us here with Acon. Tell us a little bit about your donation tonight.
So we, as an Acon team, we are an accounting firm, and it's our very first time to the Salvation Army, and we are absolutely loving it here. So like, we believe it's our responsibility to serve to our community as we love, live, and work here.
Thank you so much. I understand they've dropped off more than 100 toys. That's fabulous. Let's give them a round of applause. Jeremy with the Salvation Army, you have seen first and foremost the need in this community, but also the distribution of goods.
Yeah, we're fortunate. We work in a setting where we get to give these toys out to the families. And so in that, we get to build relationship with them, see some of the underlying needs that they might have so that we can hopefully build relationship and work long-term with them to meet some goals to reach out of poverty.
Thank you for the work that you do. Thank you to everybody who's been helping us build a toy mountain. There are ways that you can help at home too. We're going to put some information on the screen so you can see a way you can make a difference during Toy Mountain at this time. And we're going to finish things off with a little look at the magical tree here at the Eaton Centre. Enjoy the show. Nathan and Michelle, I'll send it back inside to you.
Lovely.
That is one gorgeous tree. Ooh, indeed. All right, that's it for us, but be sure to join Omar Sachedina tonight at 11 for CTV National News, followed by Zoraida Allman with your next local newscast. It's actually Natalie Johnson tonight. She has that at 11:30.
Meantime, our coverage continues anytime on CP24 and at ctvnewstoronto.ca.
For Lindsay Morrison and the whole team here at CTV News, thanks for watching and have a great night.